Kevin mentioned a lot of the things that I think really stand out about Jim's tenure here. When he took over, things were not in great shape, facility-wise, financially, and he certainly got all of that on the right heading. I was told many times in the years leading up to that, this arena really needed renovating, and there were people certainly in the community like a Charles Koch who were potentially contributors to something like that. But I was told, until you get an AD that has some tenure and a president the same way, and that people believe in, they have a mission, they have an idea, you're not going to get it done. And Jim Schaus and Don Beggs got it done because they were those kind of people. And beyond all of that, Kevin mentioned the coaching hires. And I always felt like watching Jim as an AD, he just had a unique ability to sit across the room from someone or sit across a desk and look eye to eye and have a conversation and come away knowing this is the guy or the woman that we need to head this program at Wichita State. They're the ones that fit, and he was incredible at that. As Kevin mentioned, 3 of those coaches, Chris Lamb in volleyball, Tom McCurdy women's golf, Steve Ringbold track and field and cross country, are still here. Quarter of a century, still turning out tremendous programs. And just to reiterate, hired 7 head coaches in a 9-year tenure that led teams to the NCAA regional level of competition. And certainly, probably the most important hires when you look at the impact of that program on Wichita State's overall program were the men's basketball hires of Mark Turgeon, who got things turned back around, and then Greg Marshall, who took it to a level where it had never been. But Jim also really believed in having a strong, well-balanced, well-rounded program, and all of those other coaches were in other sports, and 4 of his last 5 years, Wichita State won the All-Sports Championship in the Missouri Valley Conference, including the year, as Kevin mentioned, where they won 5 team championships in a single academic year. So it is both an honor and a pleasure to introduce one of the latest inductees into the Shocker Sports Hall of Fame, Jim Schaus.
Thank you, Mike and Kevin, for the very kind words. Wow. Just a lot of emotions, just a lot of things come to mind. I'm just very humbled, very thankful, very blessed. Just thank the Lord for all the gifts that He's given. A wonderful family. My wife Priscilla of 39 years is here. My sunshine and shining star. 3 wonderful children, 6 grandkids, 7 on the way. So just so blessed in so many ways. And when I look at, my time here at Wichita State, family was really important. This is where my family grew up, and we loved it. We loved the people here. It was family. It was so special to us. And at the same time, we had a lot of success. And one of the things that just stand out to me as I look back on all this is it was always about a team of people. It was, true success, if you think about it, it's never about one person or 2 people. It's always about a team of people that work towards a vision and get excited about that. And that's what we had here, from top to bottom. If I had to think of a kind of a defining moment, I think to kind of get things started, it was really a convergence of the success of the Roundhouse Renaissance campaign, the fundraising campaign for the facilities, and the success of men's basketball, who, had like 2 winning seasons in 12 years, and, we really needed to get that going. And so, the hiring of Mark Turgeon, Mark did an outstanding job. We did not have a big budget then, and so he slowly started to build success. I think we beat Kansas State and Oklahoma State this first year, and we started to have some success. And at the same time, this campaign got momentum, and we were raising money. People were getting excited about what might happen, and then Mark started winning, and then we started building some of it, and it really all converged at a Sweet 16, and then, of course, it went on from there. But it was so important, just all those things that happened. And all I can think about is the people. It started at the top, at our university with somebody like Don Beggs, fantastic president. He really supported athletics. And I've been to some different places and you don't always have that. And he had a great team of people, you know, Roger Lowe and Elizabeth King and Ron Capita and Ted Ayers, and just think of all those folks. And we had a great staff. The athletic staff here, say a couple at my table right here, Ruth Motz and Becky Endicott kept me in line early, and Dave Spafford was our fundraiser, now AD at Emporia State, so good job, brother. And you know, so many others that we had here. I saw Brad Pittman and Regi Klitsky, and you know, talked about Gretchen Torlein and Corey Torgeson, and just, I mean, I go on and on. Great coaches. You know, it was, Chris Lamb was my first hire, and he's still here. So, so fantastic, what a job that he's done. And of course, Steve Rainbolt, and you know, we talked about Turgeon, obviously, Gene Stevenson, and there's just many, many coaches that just were outstanding. The student athletes during those years just did a fantastic job. We have really built all those programs up. They did fantastic. You know, also the fan base. You know, the fan base is like none other. No place I've ever been like it. And as we started to build this, the fans were so amazing. I think of the donor base that helped with these facilities, and you know, Coach Charles Koch at Koch Industries, but you know, Barry Downing and Bob Geist and Tom Devlin and Dan Taylor and the Coreys, and I started thinking of all these people that were so instrumental in stepping up when we really needed it, and the university did. You know, a lot of our students supported these facilities financially, and so that was all really all a part about, I think, what Don Beggs and his staff was able to do. You know, I just have so many memories still of being here, and championships, experience with staff, friendships with donors. You know, coming back to the Wichita airport after the Sweet 16, it was packed. You know, the rafters were full, hanging over people. You couldn't even drive in there. You know, getting some of these facilities going, just seeing our sports teams having success. But one of the memories that sticks with me, maybe the most, is a memory that took place after I left. So it was 2013, that banner right there to the Final Four in Atlanta. And I was there as a fan. And of course the Shockers were there. And so I thought, you know, I'd just mosey on over and maybe I might run into one or two people that I remember me and I know. And what took place was it just still sticks with me. You know, I went over that first row and I knew the first set of people, and they came over to see me, and the people in the other aisle came over, and I walked all the way down probably 50 rows, and every single row I saw somebody, and people came up to me and said, "It was so great to see you," and I was like, and then I went down and I turned around and went the other way, and went all the way back on the other side of us. And to me, in our industry, you know, 3 months later they forget about you quick, right? They move on to the next thing. But it meant a lot to me that the time that we spent here was appreciated, but it just getting to see the faces and all the people that came together as a team of people was so special. So I guess in conclusion, I just really wanted to say this award means more to me than you'll ever know. And just always remember, it's a great day to be a Shocker.